Fantastic to watch as the Elder God himself seemed.
And bkith has had a mean displays of ratings. We'll have to see how that goes. But Yungmonster going with high tech.
bkith did have a huge highlight in season number 1, the infamous comeback on the teabag from Slayer. But we'll get into that later. And go for the mix off the hit stun of 1-2-1-2's Yungmonster. And he's been testing people early with high tech these past few weeks.
Well, it's another one of those obscure variations that we don't get to see. So if they don't know how to deal with that ridiculous pressure, they're in for some serious chop. Look at all of this pressure, and more so the amount of chip damage that Yungmonster has been dishing out. No, it's not going to kill, but it's going to be dangerously close.
Oh, the comebacks have been insane by these brothers in the past 2 games. And you could just feel it when bkith didn't go for the kill. He was a little bit stingy with that bar. You know, at worst, he would have spent the bar and forced Young off 2 bars. At worst.
Wow, just letting the Superman hit. Very nice blocks by bkith, and what seemed to be a punish.
Oh, what a reversal on a run under, and gets the stanky leg, and oh, here comes the tricky stuff. But offers out.
Get some nice damage in there. Gonna follow up with some corner pressure. A tricky setup there. bkith not done just yet, but the trade. Yungmonster takes game number 1.
Another day, another.
And very convincingly with high tech Jackie. This man, a master of all 3 variations of his character, as is his brother. That's what's so cool about these two, is that they play their 2 characters and they play them the best. All 3 variations across the board. They can be competitive with all 3. And high tech hasn't worked for him against a few players, but I like that it's finally working for him, that he's finding his rhythm here against bkith.
You know what? It's a good variation to test the waters against your opponent. If it happens to work, great. If it doesn't, you still get an idea of how they're playing, and then you can choose whether you're going to stick with it or just go to a normal variation.
Yep.
But Yungmonster, whenever it works, he sticks with it, and it usually ends up working the whole way through. But bkith, I'm sure he's going to be able to adapt at some point. But he's going with Master of Storms here.
And already getting opened up by the 2 orbs on the screen. That does create that force field, as it were. And yeah, I like what you said, where you can kind of test the waters with this variation of Jackie, where it's just, you know, a lot of staggers, it's a lot of plus frames, and if you want to go for more damage quick, it's almost the same game plan as Shotgun, but the mix goes into more damage. Or you can opt to fall back and go to a more zoning variation with full auto. So, you know, you can really test the waters and then change it up. Yeah, it's actually going to kill.
Here. It's just the damage that Yungmonster can dish out as high tech. And you see now he's trying to stay up close on bkith, knowing that he doesn't want those orbs to even come into play. You know, and just the conversions all over the place today.
And I think that he missed an EX charge up there. And here comes some orbs.
They're going to keep his distance. bkith
and this is very smart because this variation doesn't have a projectile, so he doesn't have to deal with anything that she could potentially throw, even the shotgun.
Yeah, but
she has no range.
bkith does not have the life lead. He's going to have to go in sooner or later.
Oh, we're going into...
I don't know if bkith understands that or if he's trying to bait something.
And there's the health lead, though.
Is this why he did it?
Is this real life?
What the hell is this?
We are witnessing the future of Mortal Kombat before our eyes.
I don't think there's anything high tech can do without getting clipped.
I mean, at some point, Young is just going to X-ray, right?
I assume so. He's going to wait for the last second, but if bkith X-rays on his own, he might win that trade. But he'll keep his distance.
Oh, and he whips it! And that's gonna do it, bkith for the full screen. That was ridiculous. This man has changed the meta. The meta has changed, ladies and gentlemen. Orbs are completely broken. This is ridiculous. Nerf it immediately.
Essentially, this is all bkith has to do. He technically has the life lead now based off the chip. Emma, is this really happening, man?
This is real life. This is the future of Mortal Kombat right here, guys. Get yourself a projectile or eat this force field around me. I am a thunder god, okay?
I honestly don't even know what to say. I mean, he's just letting the time run out. He's building all this meter. Yungmonster's only option is to really use that X-ray if he stays away from him. There you go, scouts out.
This is good for Young, though. bkith was the one that broke early. And there we go, there's the X-ray.
But is it really going to matter? I mean, even now, bkith is still going to have the life lead after this X-ray, and now Yungmonster has no meter to work with. Oh, just misses the conversion there. bkith is going to take this match. I don't believe it.
Master of Storms. This is confirmed a 10-0 matchup. We might have just witnessed an unwinnable matchup in MKX.
I honestly don't think I would ever see the day where Master Storms Raiden has a 10-0 matchup. Technically, there's nothing Jackie can do.
We're going to see full auto, right?
High tech Jackie.
Full auto's hitting the screen.
He makes the switch. He makes the switch.
Wow.
I mean, at least now he actually has some options outside of, you know, being up close to the point where we're not going to see bkith just putting this force field around himself.
Round 1, fight.
Here we go, guys. Game number 2. Now we'll see what Master of Storms can do against full auto.
See, now Orb's not going to be too much into play as it was before. Still getting that difficult to land 33%. But bkith is actually still making quick work of Monster here. To the point where he still has the life lead. And boom, just like that, bkith still taking the first round even after Monster switches variations.
Round 2, fight.
A little bit of chip damage in there.
This is a variation where really late in the game has started. We've started to see more Master of Storms from guys like bkith. We see it from Candyman all the time, where it took a long time to develop. Yeah, at that point, if I was bkith, don't let Yungmonster build any more meter. Just start taking the hits. If you're getting flawless like that, I would perfect it in the corner, as it were.
Oh, and just blowing through that.
Oh,
armor.
the combo! The up rocket into, oh my gosh, into the traffic signal. And what a read on the wake up.
Scouting out the vicinity blast. bkith just wasting all of his resources right now.
What a turnaround here from Yungmonster. This is, I mean, anything on chip now. Any string. And read on.
Or just a raw up rocket, that works.
And that worked against the big boot because his hitbox was so high. Whoa. Yungmonster now on match point. 1 game away from another top 8. And building on his points. And he has been up there with Sonic Fox, Samij, Dragon, Tweety this season. Here we go, guys. 1 game away. But can bkith switch again?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Is he going to go? We kind of saw that coming.
He's going to go with Displacer, so he at least has 1 tool against that zoning. But Yungmonster has the ability to just go right back to high tech if he feels like it against Displacer again.
And that's going to be tough because he's going to have to win this matchup and then win a matchup that he really didn't seem too comfortable with if he goes into a Game 5 situation. Just going for the stagger strings, trying to get that first hit, spends the bar to get another one back.
And gets the max conversion, 32%. And that's what we were talking about earlier. It's such high execution. You don't see many in the scene able to do those combos consistently 2 in a row.
And still.
Oh, and just getting him on the teleport mix.
Building a decent amount of meter doing it. Oh no. We know Jackie hits like a truck in the corner. Going for the mix. Very smart. Just try and use that armor. Just make sure you secure that round. Putting yourself ever closer to a game 5.
Oh, very good from Young to match that down 3 at that range as Raidens are going to approach 9 times out of 10 with that forward 1. He wants to low profile it and get some big damage here in the corner off the mix. Has to watch out for teleport.
At this point, bkith is not going to use any of his resources. And just a standing one confirmed. Taking that second round, putting him on set point.
Set point with a flawless.
Oh, narrowly missing that whiff punish there.
Luckily, that is 2 hits of armor. Oh, if he would have committed to the NJP, he had the right mindset to think that Yungmonster was finally going to jump.
He's just trying to kind of overwhelm him with this mobility right now in hopes that he's going to open him up. And here we go, another full damage combo. Just drops the bare end of it. Yungmonster going for a little bit of damage here. Good hit confirmed by bkith, and he's going to take it. He's taking it. We are going to a game 5 of our last set of the evening. bkith still staying alive. And now here's the thing. Is Yungmonster going to go back to High Tech?
There is a new
It's very interesting because High Tech just stayed on you. In the first round of that match, I noticed that Yungmonster didn't really zone much, and bkith just ran over him with the mix off of the teleports. And he does go back to High Tech. If bkith can get rolling with that kind of staggery pressure with the teleports before Yungmonster can generate his pressure, it might be a different story. Because I liked what I saw from bkith when he went back to Displacer and getting that health lead early, and he was able to play with the meter, the EX teleports. We'll see what happens here.
Let's see, and as we see now that he did, in fact, go back to High Tech. Oh, and he's going to get a nice conversion off that beam that he hit at the peak of the jump. And even catching the backdash, too. And just look at that pressure. So hard to deal with.
Oh, and swinging. Is it a monster? And staggering so much with stand 1.
Oh, and a nice conversion there.
Look how much meter Yungmonster still has. He can just stagger his way through this and hold on to this bar.
Oh my god.
And oh, here we go. Final round, fully loaded. Yungmonster 1 game away now. 1 round.
And he's sitting on a full stick of butter there. He's just looking to dish out as much tip damage as he possibly can right now. Very nice by bkith getting the maximum damage off of that conversion.
And keeping it meterless and still doing great damage.
bkith has been doing really well as far as his execution is concerned.
Oh, it's been lights out. Here we go. With so much on the line, too. He's going to chip out down 1. Shocker.
Absolutely. Down 1 shocker, close it out. This is set point for both players. Yungmonster still sitting on 3 bars. bkith a little bit under, now sitting on almost 2 bars. But he has a lot of work to do. First step is to definitely get out of that corner.
Teleports back into the corner. Savage Superman from bkith, but Yungmonster has so much meter.
Oh, gets hit by that jump kick. bkith is not out of this just yet. He's not sitting on a lot of meter. Whoa! What was that?
Chris Angel Mind Freak stuff happening before our eyes. Finally drops 1.
Another full damage combo. Still gets a good amount of damage at the same time. Really needs to be getting as much as possible.
Oh, and he had the whip punish! Oh, but he doesn't commit! And Yungmonster is going to put himself 1 combo away.
Hell, if
one
he
mix,
breathes,
one throw.
Now, miracles have happened before.
Oh, here we go!
With punish. Gonna keep him standing. Oh no!
And that's gonna do it, bkith! With the defense at the end is gonna take that! And Yungmonster, wow! Holy
Don't
crap!
believe it.
Holy crap is all I can say.